Peace, family. The other day I did a video about the color of Jesus and why I felt it was important. Well, I got some feedback on that, and I don't think I got my message clear. But today I'm going to try to double down on that message to make it even more clear. I want to ask you this. What is the role of Jesus Christ? In my opinion, the true Jesus, the Jesus of color, his role would be to set and maintain a standard, an example for the people that live in paradise, and he will cast his influence over the people so that we can maintain this lifestyle. This Jesus would, in my view, would be a Jesus of color. This is the one that was in the Bible. This is the one that has been changed. This is the true Jesus. Now, if a negative Jesus, the other Jesus, was to take his place, he would do the same thing. He wouldn't lead you to a path of peace and harmony. He would lead you to a path opposite of that. Well, how do you know? Prove it, Jonathan. Well, let's say a Jesus of color was on the throne, and we see the characteristics of our people throughout history. There is no time in our history have we ever had a past that was equivalent to what America is now once whites came on the scene. Even now, when one of our people are killed by our oppressor, when the news break, you already got some black guy or family member standing up on national TV already forgiving the killer. You see whites coming to churches, schools, killing indiscriminately, and black people still find forgiveness. Just imagine if they was in charge of ownership and control over their way of life and politics, and they could pass laws. Imagine how this world or this country will be governed. Imagine the influence that we would cast over the world had we been in power and ownership and control over our way of life. Now, look at the impact of having the other Jesus sit on the throne. What happens then? And if you want to hear about this other Jesus, or you can reference it in 2 Corinthians 11, verse 4. If the other Jesus sit there, he will have a negative influence on the people. And he will not lead people to prosperity. Well, prove it, Jonathan, prove it. Well, you look at this country. America's economy is based on debt and keeping you in debt. Businesses are established so that they maintain profit over the people's prosperity. You look at the prison system they have today, that makes slavery legal. These are the things that's happened since whites assumed the image of God and put themselves above everybody else and built businesses and industries and military to maintain their presence. This is the negativity that they spread over the world. And if that's not enough proof, and you want more, just look at the presidents that this country has elected. Crooks and thieves. Here you got Donald Trump sat there on national television, told the world that he wanted to date his own daughter. You know, you have mass shootings, and now the bitter legislation coming out of Washington to stop it. Nowhere on the earth is these killings taking place at the rate they are in the United States. Nowhere on the earth do people in prison more people than here in the United States. Nowhere on the earth is people more in debt than they are right here in the United States. You think that's a coincidence? It's because this other Jesus has taken the throne, and we looking up to him. The same crooked ways these guys try to get money, it justifies for everybody else to try to do the same thing. but on a smaller scale. It's ridiculous. This makes no sense. You look at the negative effect of how it affects a person's judgment. When you see a person that's in a negative environment, when presented with a positive opportunity, a positive option, they're rejected. They've been so conditioned to living in this negativity, they won't even accept anything better. You want me to prove it? Despite white people enslaving our people, building an economy based on our enslavement to keep us oppressed, blacks still want to be accepted by whites. They don't even want to see what it's like to own and control their own businesses and industries. They rather have acceptance than independence. And if that's not enough proof, remember the episode of Good Times when JJ had the black Jesus? Florida, the mother, he had 5 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment. This was the first time her family sat down and talked about the Bible. Even when Michael showed her in the Bible the description of Jesus, she didn't even believe that he was black. Then Florida said she don't know what she saw first, her mother's face or this white Jesus. She'd been so conditioned and so influenced by this other Jesus that the prospect of her family gaining financial wealth, gaining prosperity, she rejected it, all for this white Jesus. She was determined to get that black Jesus out of her house. That's sick. That is a sickness. If that episode of Good Times didn't touch you in a way, I don't know. It was just devastating to me. Here you are, you got a husband that's making $4,000 a year. Michael finding $5 on the street. James getting a raise on his job. Good things are happening. Delma going out with this. Good things are happening for this family. But because Florida was so conditioned by this white Jesus, she rejected it all. You think that's a coincidence? That's desperation. But how do we fix this? It reminds me of another movie, The Fifth Element, where the pastor said, if evil ever sit in the middle, it'll reign for 1,000 years. That told me 2 things. Number 1, you have to take part in doing whatever you can to keep evil from taking place, from sitting in the center of these stones. And 2, his reign will not last forever. At some point in time, either he's going to die off or the people are going to revolt and move him out of the way. And black people, I'm telling you, we have taken no part in restoring the order of our people, the economic opportunities, the social opportunities, the political opportunities, the industrial opportunities to put our people back in order and set things back the way it should have been. No black person, no person of color should ever have to look up to anybody white for anything. It's time for us to get out of this state of asking for permission and the state of commanding our own presence, determining our own way of life. This is not a coincidence. This is straight up facts. I'm going to end this video here. And if you like this message, please share it. And if you like this pressure that I put on our oppressor, put a little pressure on that follow, subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next message. Ashe.